All right, fellas, these are my superworms, known as Morio beetle larvae. I've been fishing with these lately. As you can see, we got a whole bunch of them. And they're about 2,000 or so. But we need to change out their bedding, so we're gonna put them in here first thing. They like structure, so do that. You put them in here, get you a sift. I've had this for years. That's the frass, that's the dung. I'm probably gonna take this and put it in my garden. Guess what? I can use that frass as fertilizer to grow the plants that I'm gonna use to feed them. Now, what are Morio beetles? They're a bigger brother to the darkling beetle that most people use as mealworms. These are much easier to clean because they will not spawn unless you separate the worms out. The easiest way to do this would be to set up a second container that's ready to go, and you just literally take the worms out and dump them in the new container without an intermediate solution like this. And again, our first bedding was just some old flour and some oatmeal. We went out and bought a 50-pound bag of wheat bran. These are about 3 times the size of normal mealworm. You can use a proper number 8 hook for your bluegill fishing and stuff, and it's not as hands-off as my black soldier flies, but my gosh, it's here in the middle of winter. I've never been able to have a real bait here in the middle of winter like this. And this is the breeding container. It's an old fishing container. I need to buy a couple of more of these. We took mealworms or superworms and put them in each one of these dividers. And it's only when you isolate them like this for a period of time that they will begin to morph. I don't know if that's getting blurry for you or not, but what I need to do is drill a hole through the top so they get some air. But usually, I just come in and just kind of fan them, get some fresh air. They don't eat, they don't feed. It's important not to eat them and feed them. That's what stresses them out and causes them to, kind of like how a plant will often stress out when there's not enough water or something, and they'll go ahead and put on seed and stuff. This is the last bit. We got all the worms out. This is a 34-quart container. It's a longer, flatter type, 32 liters. But I need a wintertime bait, a bait a secondary bait source. And that's why I'm doing this. Yep, there's one worm left in there. See, there's one worm. Oops. Don't have to be too dogmatic about it, but see, there's nothing wrong with those oatmeal flakes there. So we just, bam. Wheat bran, buy it in 50-pound bags, man. You can get this stuff at go feed and seed stores, and this is all you need, man. You don't need anything else. This is a lot of stinking wheat bran. Put in about 2 inches of it. Spread them all out and just dump them in. Then we'll wash, rinse, sanitize that. Top here has gotten quite dirty, so we'll have to wipe that off